So I'm getting ready to go to the gym, and I just have been getting downloads that are just. I'm just blown away by life in general, and I'm getting to a place where, okay, it's time to create a little bit of conformity and routine in terms of picking, putting all this together, picking it up, and moving forward. I feel like I feel, I'm intuiting a lot of misunderstandings from other people of where I'm coming from and what my intentions are and everything like that. And I'm just realizing, like there's a form of dominance that needs to happen with individuals. I mean, like I get the working together and, like I love that shit. Don't get me wrong. However, in what I've witnessed, working together is like, it's not what I assumed it would be. We'll put it that way. Because really, I mean, like, just know that everything exists. What do you want to exist in your world? And so, climbing out of this hole that I put myself in so that I could prove to you that everybody else doesn't need to be the sacrifice for your success is proving to be quite arduous. And with the way that I feel like people have been dumbed down and weakened, I could see why that shit happens. Like, seriously. And I'm just working on holding on to my shit, and not flipping it. And like I do, I feel like I want to go ape shit when I encounter dumbass, sacrificial types of understandings, or people in my space thinking it's okay to fucking talk shit and, make up all these stories in my space. And at first, I ate it. I eat it because, because we're all guilty of it. And I'm a big one where it's like, okay, well, what comes around goes around. I expect that for myself as well. You know, you know. And from my understanding, and I know that's why it's been a challenge, is there's multiple truths, multiple layers, multiple worlds, multiple dimensions, and diverses. It is important for each individual, starting like last year, to figure out what your preferences are in life so that you may have the ability to, one, think for yourself, two, know the difference between what you're doing, like know the difference between your causes and why you're doing it. And why would a group of people gang up on one person, especially those who have experiences in being bullied and ran over? And spank me and call me different, I guess. I just have seen other ways to handle life other than me trying to punch you because I got punched. However, the nature of your physiology can reflect as such different, you know. I'm just now, I gotta go because like I'm getting another fucking download to those questions. So that's another thing too. It's just like, watch what you're fucking asking because you're gonna get the answer. Like, and it's more like it's, I call them circle jerks. You know, you get the answer, but um it's so universal. It's like you can talk in circles for hours about this stuff. And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna go to gym, get some clarity, and I can't remember I don't usually open up social media first thing in the morning, and I opened up TikTok, and there was this group talking about this gal named Kaya who's cooking and telling everybody she's going to take their man or whatever. Anyway, that was the topic, but it circled around into a passion of mine, and that is to start unpacking some of these topics and talking about gender roles and pop culture and stuff like that. And these guys are like like American black men. They were like they're so insightful as to understand that that they noticed that not many black women were supporting Kaya, for one. Two, and that's kind of the thing, is like I just take distance from whole like behaviors because I come from a place as to where I do understand on multiple layers and in-depth ways why a woman, and I call 20 to 30-year-olds, I call them kids, but you're women, and why women would go to these extremes to literally like fuck people's emotions. I get it. However, this is why I'm starting to realize why I have such an urgency with this. My big hang up is, they're not gonna fucking get it anyway. If they were gonna fucking get it, they would have got it a long time ago. But just in lieu of what I actually believe within my heart to know, somebody will eventually get it. Somebody will get this message. They'll be able to relate to me enough to hear it. And that is, like they're the being stomped on as a woman, and then we're not really educated as to, I mean, the world of a woman is a whole, like, lifetimes of employment, relationship building, talk shows. We're still stuck on who's the daddy. Is Lakeisha lying or not? I just have a feeling that our girls and women are like a little bit more intelligent than that. I feel insulted a lot of times because it is the claim to fame that, like, oh, this is what the people want. So it's just high time. It's that time. And I know I've gotten, a few offers, and I actually am just not that well versed in business as much as I'd like to be. And it's coming along though, and I'm fully supported by a soul team that knows what the fuck they're doing, and I'm starting to trust that more and more. And just really working on having more control over being outspoken, because once that started happening, there was no stopping it. I was housing it. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you on top of it. And I am really working on telling fabricated stories unless it's a benefit to that person or individuals. Because most and everybody in this world right now is really, I'm starting to learn the phrase, people are doing the best that they can. I believe that 100% now. Where I did it about 3 years ago, I was like, yeah, fuck that bullshit. Meh, meh, meh. So, I guess I'm posting this too because it's like when we get to eat our own, crow, for talking shit, it enables you to get out there and continue doing it rather than being like, and I'm starting to realize that is more important than shutting up or being, secretive or sneaky, because sneakiness takes you into loops all the time. It's the same shit over and over and over. And then it gets harder and harder and harder to get out of that loop. And it's just like, unless you're well versed in getting in and out of it. And there are males that I know that know how to do that really well. And it's a shock to a little girl that doesn't know what's going on, that just wants love and peace, And just know I'm pro. I'm pro people of color as long as you're not a fucking bigot too. And if you're going to handle our problems, some of you are handling our problems as people of color in ways that I'm starting to realize probably was necessary. Just saying. There's a lot of fucking nervy ass white people out here who think that because they're not saying anything or right out in the open, or they got somebody of color doing their bidding, that they're not ever going to be held accountable. And I'm just like, that's not true. Anybody of color out there who feels like you're sulking in the corner because of that behavior from a white person, I'm going to tell you what, energy, they say energy doesn't lie, but the fuck it does. The way that energies are being manipulated right now through cell phone towers and people and intentions and rituals and shit. Yeah, it does. However, you can see through, the energetic manipulations. And each and every person out there fucking around. You don't, like there's some solid universal laws. You do not impose upon a person's free will. And it's been brought to my attention, me just opening my mouth does that. No, you're imposing upon my free will because you took it upon yourselves to, to keep me in the dark and not let me know what's going on or what can make my life better. No, fuck you. It's the other way around. And it's coming out. It's going to come out anyway. There's just way too much connection worldwide for this shit to not come out. So I done debunked that, me sharing my mind and sharing where I'm coming from and telling you what I prefer is not an imposition on free will. You know what's an imposition on free will is utilizing things that make the human experience a gratifying fucking, a gratifying lifetime of experiences because you think you need that person or this person for you to fucking sing a song or get on a fucking show. You know what else is an imposition on free will? Is utilizing your device and your power as a woman to trap a man. And I know every single fucking one of you women out there who are doing this shit, or men even for that matter, who are doing this shit, shit's coming back to you, but you're still pointing your fucking finger. Still trying to sweep the shit under the rug. I tell you, I've been working on this for years, is to have a space for the shit kids, the natty ones, the ones that can't come out of sneaky because they're too embarrassed. That's how they got into the shit to begin with. A place for you to have the ability to feel safe enough to vocalize what it is, what's going on. A lot of what I realized is a lot of people, they were getting downloads, they were getting fried out, they were, on top of that, there's drug use, there's, sexual assault. There's a lot of things that my mama should have been teaching me and talking to me about. There's a lot of things that I missed the mark on as a mom, that I should have been teaching my kids about. And then when that time has come, they're like, oh, no, fuck you. You're still trying to learn this shit in a textbook, and we are learning it in our culture because all of this division of how we are trying to defend being assholes to begin with. Like, it's time to utilize some of these resources to ensure that you have garden spaces and in eatery, like fruit and vegetable trees or whatever the fuck, that are accessible to everyone. That we hold junkies accountable to pick up their own fucking trash. I mean, it's already happening. The imposition on free will is already happening, so a few fucking groups can look better than the other. Why not do it on an individual level if you're gonna fucking do it to make this world a better place? Some of y'all have so much dirt in your background that you'll be cash fucking money for the rest of your lives and your kids' lives, because we've turned it into that anyway with your bullshit. The only difference is now that it's coming out of your mouth, and the attention that you've been fucking starving for because of it is getting met. That need is getting met for you. Anyway, I'm gonna go reset at the gym, and I'll be working on my stuff today. I need to really it was brought to my attention to be very intentional, very strategic, and now I'm understanding why. And my brain just does not automatically work like that. And I have, and I share freely, because some of you out there don't know how to put words to some of this shit. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm going to say, oh, I don't know. No, I started talking about it and analyzing it, and then getting in tune with it on an emotional and spiritual level. And that is how I'm able to articulate it. And it's a genius without cellular manipulation or DNA manipulation that everyone actually has. So now my question is, how much of this stuff is, how much of it is placebo gone wild? You know what I mean? Like, Some people's brains are just fucking sadistic, and to get them to do anything, you would need to tell them certain things so that they would do it. It makes sense to analytic scientists, but when you start getting into the totality and the reality of how all is, it gets a little sticky. And indeed, we should be and should have been teaching people how to be a little bit more intentional and teaching them how to use the powerful weapons that we already have called their bodies. I see fucking rooms at the gym, rooms full of fucking old people who get it. And they're, doing their best to try to clean up their mess and have that pathway open for the young people. But if you're going to choose to take these easier routes that, create instant gratification, and in the end, like, a lot of disappointment, that nobody can do anything to bring you back from that. All we can do is try to have an offering for you and make it accessible. And that is not as easy either. And that is another, a grown up age number person. That's, our accountability to work on collaborating on that. And what I found, just from what I've experienced with people, and it could just be because I'm in flight mode a lot. When I sense bullshit, I'm out. I have my own bullshit that I have to sort through. I don't have time to sort through yours, and that's just how it is for me right now. So I know you're going to see a lot more on my face. And, I'll get the name to that group that I saw on TikTok. There was a couple of groups talking about Kaya, about her naughty little shit videos about cooking for a man or some shit like that. Stealing, like, all these black women hate her. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to challenge us to take that shit out of that context now, because this has been going on since, before 2020? These conversations about, and say, we all bleed the same. We all have cells. We all need the same kind of food to thrive. And we all have proven that our bodies are actually so powerful. You could pump us full of fucking food that is designed to kill us, and we're still going to heal from it. But is that how we really want to raise our kids? As a globe? In some of these other third world countries, there's some third world places that I wouldn't mind being in, because I get to make my own shit, and I don't have to go work and slave for somebody who doesn't appreciate me anyway, to put fucking cream on my arms because I'm an ashy girl. And what I found, like, when I was making my own stuff I was making was way better than what I was, sorting through or searching for in the store. I just have financial literacy challenges, and because I chose not to live with money for a long time, and it's possible to be. I was happy. I was fucking happy. I didn't have to worry about negotiating, filling out forms, and fucking, figuring out how I'm gonna deceive you so I can get fucking, the little bit of fucking nuggets you have, just because your basic needs aren't being met per the fucking global consensus that it's okay to fucking do shit like that to each other. This shit's fucking insane. And I've had it suggested to me because I tell a person who doesn't want me, tell him that, oh, well, I love you because I know some of the shit that you're doing. I know you get way more negativity than what this. And I'm telling you, you've helped me in my life significantly, even though it was intended to harm me. You did your job on a soul level. Thank you. That's not fucking insanity. That is seeing that most people, if you have a body, needs a fucking hug. You need to be appreciated, even if you're a fuck up. And we need to start seeing our own worth beyond hot topics or trendy topics, which to me are like they're, like when we started adding people of color, it was new. It's no longer new. It's the same shit. You're doing basically what you're doing exactly what, the people you say you hate are doing. So this year might, I'm like clawing my way to maintain a focus of growing your own food. I don't care who or what, is choosing it. My preference is that it's not at another human being's expense because we're already cleaning up the messes of that shit. Now we just got more humans involved in this shit. Learning how to use our bodies and learning our basic anatomy and how we can leverage that education for it starts with me, baseline common knowledge. My helping you starts with me. And it would have to be in paywalled groups and, people who are so secure with each other and can trust each other. That's where it's got to start. I'm not there at all. I've found myself in a place where I don't fucking trust any of you, and it's not because of a lot of shit that you're doing. It's just because I see through what you've bought into, and my body, I'm suspecting. I hope my soul's not this stupid, but maybe it is. But my body knows my body knows my fucking path. And it's like, no, that's not it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's just distract you a little bit. Let's do this. Oh, you're a go-getter? Ba-ba. I feel like my soul is probably patient with my body more than anything because there are some things that I can be doing and could have done and what I did too. However, what I've done, what I did engage in with distractions has been highly educational and time well spent, I would say, because like starting to work with anybody out there, I don't have to have their shit sideswipe me anymore. When I first started practicing psychic readings, I had a lot of my stuff sideswipe me because that's what happens. I don't think it's an accident and then I end up in pods I'm not supposed to be fucking in. It's not an accident. It's because there is an imbalance now to a certain agreement that is not supposed to be as large as it is, you know. And so getting that, hopefully just getting people to volunteer to change that, and do something different and understand themselves better without feeling insulted or like the world's just not a good place. But so I'm always going to say baseline, your food needs to come from the ground and it needs to come from you. Even if it's a few herbs on your windowsill, you need to know that. You need to know your anatomy, what are these? What is this? Kind of thing. I mean, like, what is all of this? There's a whole system here that if you just touch spots on your face, it releases illnesses. Did you know that? The shit fucking works. And the more that you are playing around in light bodies, the more it works. Instead, we got fucking groups of people intending for one or two people to be sick because you don't want to go to the legislature and you want to collect that paycheck while somebody else does your fun work for you so you could just be it. I remember like 4 years ago, lady was on TikTok. She's like, everybody's just batshit nuts. And I, I had gotten a taste of, EDMR, whatever the fuck all that shit is. I didn't even know what the fuck woke was, but I was supposed to be woke, I guess, just because I'm black. I don't know. It's all been quite shocking. Yeah, you all did a really fucking good job. I've been shocked over almost nothing for about 4 years now. Good for you. Kudos. I hope your kids and you ate well. But moving forward, I'm like this because of these noticing that there's a baseline to all of this and you can go explore all of this, but you better know how to get the fuck back. Because that person with the wrinkles and the white hair and the misery or the fake smiles fucking forgot. And the shit is so simple. And then we fucking stockpile ourselves with education and research. And then when you realize how much fucking time you wasted, then you want to become a tyrant and fucking puppeteer everybody else. Because you don't know how to fucking be in love next. What's really funny is my altar online, the stories that I assume that are about me, is like I'm not teachable. And at first that was highly shocking. It threw me into borderline suicide. Proud of yourselves? When that shit's fucking unnecessary. Especially if you want to claim to fame, or if you want that man, or that life. I think I need to open these with gardening, anatomy, energetic anatomy. Before you start reading cards and doing spells on other people, you should probably know how your own fucking energy works. Because if you do that, you're going to understand I don't need any of that. That's so medieval. Like, that's so yesterday. Oh my God. And it's a fucking trend now. Teenage Wasteland. Welcome to You Did the Shit to Yourselves. However, there is a lot of love and compassion because, we're supposed to be stupid. That's what makes that's what makes all of this fun. But we need to get to a balance where people know that if we don't have to have what I think we have like 5 labs in this little fucking town here. And it's connection. It's like web connection, and the telephone. I'm not having fun with the telephone game. I'm sorry. That's not fun. This is not fun for me. Where it put me is not fun for me. I don't participate. I don't want to participate in stuff that holds people back or keeps them from having the ability to breathe. Live. And go ahead, throw cigarettes in my face. I'm the first one to fucking tell you about them. And anybody out there with that addiction, if you're willing to get on board and actually be a team player, and have some real confidence, we can do this together. I just start remembering what I see on TikTok. I saw, an Indian lady or a Native American lady with a big fucking tie-dye shirt singing, "Little pretty birds, spread your wings and fly." And she was so beautiful, and she was singing out in the mountains. And it's just like, sometimes, it's nice to have that available on the screen, but sometimes you just need the real thing. And that's what that made me be like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if it was well intentioned, but like I said, I have a spirit and I have guides that are. And that goes a long way. I'm going to tell you what, an understanding goes a long way. It does. Trying to kill off feminine energy. I'm at the place where I'm starting to call anyway, that's another topic because I want to post this.